for Social Studies, Week 33, Day 2. I'm starting on page 185, where it says Slavery in the New Republic. Okay, remember, they just fought for their own freedom, but they still want to own slaves. So, the Revolutionary War called attention to the clash between American beliefs in liberty and the practice of slavery. Between 1776 and 1786, so 10 years, 11 states, so 11 out of the 13 states, all except for South Carolina and Georgia, outlawed or taxed the importation of slaves. So 11 out of 13 states outlawed slavery importation. That means you can't ship slaves into their state. Slavery existed and was legal in every state. In the North, however, it was not a major source of labor. People in that region began to work to end slavery in America. In 1774, Quakers in Pennsylvania founded the first American Anti-Slavery Act, or Anti-Slavery Society. So, slavery was not popular in the North. Quakers started Anti-Slavery Society. Okay. 6 years later, after Pennsylvania passed a law that provided for the gradual freeing of enslaved people. Between 1783 and 1804, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New York, New Jersey passed laws that gradually ended slavery there. So, still free African Americans faced discrimination. They were barred from many public places. Only a few states gave them the right to vote, and most of their children had to attend separate schools from white children. In response, free African Americans set up their own churches and schools and aid groups. Slavery continued to spread south of Pennsylvania. The plantation system developed on slave labor, and many white Southerners feared their economy would not survive without it. So, South depended on slaves for labor. Okay. Even free slaves or African Americans Americans were limited, right? They couldn't vote, they couldn't go to the schools, they were still limited. Okay? The fear did not stop the number of slave holders from freeing enslaved people. The number of free and African Americans increased in Virginia that after the state law passed a law that encouraged manumission. Okay, so there's a vocab word. Manumission. What is manumission? A freeing of individual enslaved persons. Freeing of individual enslaved persons. Okay. Around this time, our American leaders were deciding that the Articles of Confederation needed to be strengthened. The question to end slavery would make those discussions more difficult because remember, they need all the states to agree. And if you free slaves, then the southern states are going to say no. So let's see what happens tomorrow.